My name is Lewis McCulloch alongside Jeff Spector, and we'd like to thank Nick Antonakis and the rest of the ACMi sports crew for tonight's live production. I'm excited for tonight's game. Rematch tonight against Belmont. Belmont's a well-coached and talented team who always play hard, and I'm sure that head coach Chantel Jeter will have them ready to go tonight. Arlington faced off against Belmont earlier this season, just about a month ago on January 5th, losing on the road by a final score of 45-34. Belmont now stands at 10 wins and 5 losses and are currently ranked 9th in MIAA Division I. Belmont has a number of dangerous players, but they're going to have to deal with 2 key players being out with injuries tonight, as captains Julia Herlihy and Linda Sheen have been ruled out for tonight's contest. Spy Ponders come in with a record of 1 win and 12 losses, coming off a loss against Winchester, and I'm really curious to see how they bounce back tonight. Jeff, thanks for joining me. Hope you had a good week. What are you looking for as this game gets underway?
First 3 minutes. I know Coach Martinelli thought the girls came out kind of flat on Tuesday night. I don't really know if they came out flat, but what I know is they got a slow start. Tonight, I want to see the energy, but I want to just see a quicker start. Get a few buckets. Alina, great drive, early bucket. Pick it up on the defensive end here, and let's see if we can just jump out to a 4-6 point lead.
Well, they must have been listening, Jeff, because Arlington is out to that 2-0 lead. Scramble for the ball. Belmont drives and finishes. That's Sophia McClendon for a guard for Belmont. Very strong player.
Sophia's going to be a handful. I feel like I've been watching her since 4th grade, and she torments everybody she plays against.
Set the lineup for you for Arlington. We've got senior captain Lily Paul, juniors Alina McCulloch and Wheezy Mueller on the court, alongside sophomores Melina O'Hagan and Avery Spector. Nice drive by McCulloch. She's fouled. It's going to be baseline ball out of bounds for the Spy Ponders. Mueller to inbounds. Inbounds goes to McCulloch, who brings it back out. Belmont looks to be in a man defense. Arlington doing some good ball movement. O'Hagan out to Mueller. Mueller drives, kicked it to Spector. Spector drives left, kicks it to McCulloch. Also drives left. A lot of left-handed players on the court for Arlington. Could be an advantage for them. Mueller kicks it out as the shot clock's winding down. Avery Spector back to Mueller for 3, and it's good. Great to see an early 3 go down for Mueller. That was an excellent possession for the Spy Ponders. Lots of good ball movement, leading to a wide open shot and the early 5-2 lead. Spector picks up the defense now. Drive and dish for a Belmont, no good. That's going to be out of bounds. It's going to stay Belmont basketball.
Stating the obvious, but I think that might be the first game this year where our first 2 shots have gone in, which is it's pleasant to see that happen.
It's an excellent sign, no doubt. Good defense by O'Hagan, forces an errant pass. McCulloch picks up the steal. She'll kick it ahead to Mueller, who's open for just a half second. Decides to bring it back out and set the offense. Kicks it to Paul, who'll launch a 3. A little long on that one. Good to see Arlington getting some nice open shots and taking them early in the game here. Good help defense by Spector and recovery, as Arlington is flying to the ball early on in this game, which I know head coach Martinelli is going to like. Great job stepping in on time, right place, right time for Melina O'Hagan. That's going to be a charge, turnover, and it'll be Arlington basketball.
Really good team defense there. She got by Spector pretty little too easily, but Melina was definitely waiting for her.
Belmont goes to the press and steals the ball, but is going to get called for a traveling turnover. Back to Arlington. We're going to have to see how the Spy Ponders adjust now that Belmont is pressing. Paul inbounds to Spector, who gives it right back to Paul. Smart play. Well done getting it across the line. No problem that time. McCulloch tries right for once. Kicks it underneath for O'Hagan. Can't finish the bucket. Good look by McCulloch. Three-pointer for Belmont is in. Rolls around and goes down. And that'll tie the game at 5s. Nice fake and drive by Paul. McCulloch follows Spector. Out of bounds, tipped by Belmont. Substitution for Arlington, we've got sophomore Eileen Lucas replacing Lily Paul. And Sarah Yu into the game for Belmont. Mueller inbounds out of bounds, finds Lucas over to Spector, who gets it back to Weezy. And she'll drive, get the ball blocked, but she will go after it and get her jump ball. It's going to stay Arlington basketball. About 4.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Mueller long inbound to McCulloch. Brings it out, waits for the screen. Mueller on the drive. Can't get the runner to fall. O'Hagan with the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Mueller, decides against the 3, but Avery will take it and go after it.
Way to follow your shot.
Really good hustle by Spector to force another jump ball. That one will go to Belmont, but like the effort, like the open shot, and like you said, Jeff, like the follow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shooter always knows where that ball should be. So it's just getting in the habit of, making the effort, following it, and then just, beat the defense to go get it.
Good defensive pressure continues to be applied by Arlington. Three-pointers up and no good. Great box out by Mueller. She'll collect the rebound.
Early on, it looks like Arlington can really match the size that Belmont has out there, with the exception of Sophia. She's going to be the one player. If you're going to take it to the lane, you really got to get into her body, because if you give her space to stretch her arms, she's just going to wreak havoc.
Nice pass from Spector into McCulloch. Kicks it back out as Arlington continues to work the ball around. Weezy for 3. That one's off. Really like the ball movement here, Jeff, by Arlington. They're moving the ball very well, getting good shots almost every possession.
Yep, nice crisp passes, and just as importantly, they're actually catching the ball, which, they just sometimes they struggle with. But it's been really clean tonight.
Good defense. That's going to be out of bounds off Arlington leg. It's going to stay Belmont basketball. Senior captain Gianna Palillo into the game for the first time tonight, replacing Spector. Nice start to the game for Avery. And great to see Gianna back to full strength and out there again for Arlington. Mueller up to Lucas. Lucas drives, a lot of contact, no call there. Great recovery by Arlington on defense. And they force a turnover. Another travel, and I think that was because there was two Arlington defenders that got back and forced a tough move. Lucas inbounds to McCulloch. Long shot off for Arlington, no good. And we're going to have Belmont with the first time out of the game as head coach Chantel Jeter wants to talk things over.
So out of the gates, the first 3 minutes for Arlington, really strong. 5 quick points. Obviously, what makes me nervous now is the next 3 minutes, we're getting looks, but we're not adding anything offensively. Obviously, we have to capitalize again on the layups, and then if we're going to drive, we just have to be stronger with the ball. The girls have to know there's going to be contact. There's going to be somebody waiting for them. There's going to be somebody taller. There's going to be something. There's not going to be an easy path to the hoop. So they really have to go ready for contact, stay strong on the ball, and either draw the foul or play through contact.
While we've got a minute before play starts, just like to say welcome to our viewers from across the country. I know we've got people watching from Maine, Maryland, Colorado, and Washington State today, so ACMi going coast to coast. And a special shout out to Mr. Stamboni, who we understand is watching from the Cape this evening. Hope you all enjoy the game. Got a close one so far, 5-5 with 2 minutes and a half left here in the first quarter. Nice hands by Lucas. Almost got a steal. Drive by Belmont's no good. And Gianna's going to be first to it to get the rebound. Belmont comes in and ties it up for a jump ball. It's going to be Arlington basketball. Lucas into McCulloch. No real pressure being applied right now, so she's able to get the ball over and into the offense without much trouble. She'll drive and put one up. Can't get it to go. O'Hagan with a nice offensive rebound and rip, and she will spin and finish, which is a great sign for Arlington. Again, a number of offensive rebounds already tonight, Jeff, which is something that hurt us in the last game against Winchester.
Yeah, and again, right there, right? Like, Melina comes down with the ball, which she'll frequently do, but there she's strong. She pivots away. Nice, easy layup. Again, she had all three parts of it.
Three-pointer no good for Belmont. Gianna's able to track down the long rebound. She'll find Weezy. Kick it out to Gianna, and Coach Martinelli calling for some patience and relaxation. And Alina decides to take it anyway. She got McClendon looking the wrong way for a second. Can't finish the layup. Arlington now with a 2-point lead. Just over a minute left in the first quarter. Open three for Belmont is up. No good. Offensive rebound, no good. And Melina will track that down for Arlington. Unfortunately, brings it a little too low, and Belmont's able to get their hands on it for the tie-up.
Again, the tie-up's unfortunate, but again, Melina was really strong with that ball. You know, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. They get their hands on it, they're gonna be able to force the tie-up. But great job staying strong and not giving the ball up and forcing it to be an inbounds.
Again, good help defense there. Lucas and Mueller combining to force a turnover. It'll be Arlington basketball. Lucas inbounds to McCulloch, who gets it over to Mueller eventually. Hand off to McCulloch. That's going to be tipped out by Belmont as they're active right now with their hands on the defensive side. Arlington's going to have to be strong with the basketball in order to maintain possession here. Long pass over to Isabella's intercepted by Belmont. As Sophia drives and finishes. You could just tell she's got a lot of confidence with the ball, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I think she might have been a point guard in another life. She's comfortable going coast to coast. She's super athletic. You know, trying to go over her head, especially on a cross-court pass like that, is a risk you just typically don't want to take. She's fast enough to get in position. She can jump high enough to basically get anything that's in the air. She's one of those players you just kind of want to try to isolate her, keep her on one side of the court, and then attack the other.
So I thought it was a timeout that was called. It appears maybe a clock issue. Officials halted play to get things sorted out as we're going to leave it at 32 seconds left here in the first quarter, tied 7-7. It will be Arlington basketball. Lucas to inbounds. She gets it into Palillo. Does a nice job staying strong with the ball, gets it to McCulloch, who drives. A lot of contact again, no foul. Winding down here, 15 seconds, long three for Belmont, no good. Great box out by Mueller, but we can't track the ball down. That's an important hand. It's going to be Arlington basketball with 6 seconds left. Hopefully a chance to get final shot up here. Spector into the game for Palillo. Lucas remains in and will inbound the ball. Weezy has the ball with 5 seconds left. 3 seconds, shots up. Oh, hard off the glass. Doesn't get it to go. We've seen her hit that shot before, Jeff. End of the first quarter, great start for Arlington. We've got a tie game, 7-7. And I'm going to send it down to the sidelines to Nick Antonakis.
The Arlington Spy Ponders tied with the Belmont Marauders here 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Back and forth matchup between these two teams as both teams attempt to stay in it. Back and forth, a good amount of scoring from each team. Momentum was shifting back and forth. It's going to be up to one of these teams coming up here in the second quarter to kind of pull away and assert themselves as the dominant one in this matchup. Now, two very tough teams here in the Arlington Spy Ponders and Belmont Marauders, and obviously two renowned rivals, I would say, in these two teams. So obviously, very important game for both of these teams. Girls obviously looking to get a win at home. Belmont Marauders, on the other hand, looking for a clean sweep of Arlington today, looking for their second win in a row, as earlier we saw the boys varsity basketball team fall to the Belmont Marauders 49-47 in what was a nail-biter of a game. But regardless, I'll throw it back up to the booth for now. Enjoy second quarter action here on ACMi Sports.
Great, thanks, Nick. Yeah, Jeff, I agree with a lot of what was just said there. Really good first quarter. Nice to see this start for Arlington. Nice to see them in a competitive game against a team that they did lose to earlier on in the season. We'll see what they can do here continuing into the second quarter.
Yeah, I think my biggest concern is going to be some of the open shooters that Belmont has had. So far, they haven't really knocked much in except for a three. My gut is just based on their quality, that's going to change.
We got a steal by Belmont, three, no good. But they do track down the offensive rebound. They're going to get another look here for three. That one is also off. That hit the top. It's not called out of bounds. Good call by the referee because it did not go over the backboard. Great block by Isabella Jardine, who's in the game for Arlington. Really nice defensive play by her.
Love how she didn't leave her feet on it, just arms extended.
Three-pointer for Weezy is good. And that's another big shot for Arlington, her second of the night. Great to see her get a couple to fall. Somebody missed an assignment there as Belmont gets an open three. They miss. Rebound by Jardine. Gets it to Lucas, and hopefully Arlington can settle down a little bit here. Lucas finds Spector. Spector swings to McCulloch. Drives to the right. Forces up a shot. There's a lot of contact again. No call. Three-pointer for Mueller is banked in. Banks stay open late in Arlington on Friday night, as we know, and that's going to be a 13-7 lead for the Spy Ponders.
3 early threes for Weezy. Take that every Friday.
Great drive by Sophia McClendon. Definitely Belmont's going to be relying on her tonight to carry the scoring load, it looks like. Spector kicked it to Mueller. Settles into the offense, waits for the screen, goes the other way, finds an open Spector for three. And that's good, too. Oh, that's such a good sign. Really happy for Avery there to get one to go down. She's been taking good shots past couple games. Nice to see one find the bottom of the net for her.
Confidence is a funny thing.
And hopefully those three-pointers are contagious. Out of bounds, going to be Arlington ball.
Great job sliding their feet.
Got a couple subs. We've got Eileen Lucas checking out, Sammy Walsh checking in. Mueller quickly down through the defense, puts up a shot, no good. O'Hagan tracks it down. Oh, she stepped out of bounds, I think. She was able to throw the ball off a Belmont player, but I believe she stepped out of bounds as she was doing that.
Real smart play. Real smart play.
16-9, the lead for Arlington here in the second quarter. Oh, we got a moving screen. Offensive foul on Belmont. Nice help defense applied by Sammy Walsh there. It's going to be Arlington ball. Weezy finds Spector. Can't quite get it into O'Hagan. McCulloch takes it and drives. No call. She gets back on defense, and Sophia drives and finishes. Tough finish for her.
I have this sneaky suspicion we're going to see a lot of Sophia driving into the lane like that tonight, and this is going to simply be a matter of, you know, can we throw enough girls at her and just make her life real difficult.
And that was a great entry pass assist by Avery Spector, finding O'Hagan down low. Really nice finish by her as Arlington leads by 7. And that's going to be a double dribble. Nice call by the referee who was on top of that. Great recovery defense. And this time we do have head coach Martinelli with his first timeout. Arlington leads 18-11, 4.5 minutes left.
That last play was the perfect example. Sophia is extraordinarily hard to stop one-on-one, but when you have the help waiting for her, that's team defense, and that's how you're going to be able to slow her down over the course of this game.
As we see the replay of that excellent pass and finish by O'Hagan just a minute ago. Yeah, Jeff, I'm loving the ball movement here for the Spy Ponders. A lot of different people are taking shots. A lot of different people are making shots. That's what we're going to need tonight. It's a full team effort here to knock off the number 9 ranked team in the state.
Yeah, you know, and especially it almost feels like the roles are reversed a little bit with Belmont only having 11 points basically through a quarter and a half so far. Again, they're deep, they're talented. I know they're missing 2 of their top players. At no point am I going to sit here and truly believe that they're going to shoot like this and they're going to struggle for 32 minutes. But if we can keep throwing the team defense at Sophia and close out and contest on their 3-point shots, we can really do a lot to make their lives more difficult and really make sure that as we start going down the stretch in the second half, this remains a really tight game, or a game that we can continue to maybe hold a 6, 7, 8-point lead in.
And we're back to the action here. Mueller brings the ball up, surveys, hands off to McCulloch. She drives, and this time is going to go to the line, fouled as she drove to the left. She'll go to the line for 2. And Jeff, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first free throws for Arlington for the game.
Correct. And there really just haven't been a lot of fouls called tonight in general.
No, a very clean, well-played game on both sides. First one from McCulloch is short. Second one is
That's
up
more
and
like
down.
That's what we see Alina do 95% of the time when she goes to the line. Very consistent, very repeatable motion, which is why I think she's as successful at the line as she is.
Good communication by the Arlington defense. Leads to a steal by McCulloch. She pushes ahead, finds Spector. Oh, a little too high on the pass. Like the idea, like the aggressiveness, as does Coach Martinelli. He's fired up on the sidelines. He loves it when we get the steals and we get out and run.
That was the right look. It was the right pass. Again, sometimes I think it's tough from our angle to tell, but again, it looked close enough. That's one of those ones where I'm like, find a way to catch it. Even if you have to pull it back out, you know, did 90% of it. We just got to finish it.
Number 2, Mia Ferrari, with the pass. Back up top to Sophia. She'll drive and kick. Wheezy anticipated it, but didn't quite get there in time. Shot missed by Belmont, and Mueller is able to collect the rebound, and nice outlet pass to McCulloch, sparking the break for Arlington. And she'll drive and get blocked. O'Hagan there for a steal. Avery puts up a shot, no good. Fast-paced game at this point, which I think actually might play into the Spy Ponders' hands with Belmont being a little bit short-handed tonight.
Yeah, I think most games for Arlington, I think Arlington would love to push. I think they want games that are maybe played just on the verge of being out of control. I think it takes a lot of other teams out of their game.
Agree with that, and I love to see the hustle by Avery Spector tracking that down and forcing another jump ball. It'll stay Belmont ball, but great hustle.
The Arlington girls are really moving well tonight on defense.
Belmont to inbound the ball, down 8. with 2:49 left here in the first half. And Arlington is really, like you said, Jeff, doing a good job making it really hard for Belmont to get an open shot, and that's the first bad take I think I've seen McClendon take tonight. And I think she was just maybe a little frustrated that there wasn't anything opening up, so decided to hoist it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the last time she maybe had a shot like that.
Senior Lily Paul back into the game, and she passes over to McCulloch, who kicks it down to O'Hagan, who's able to secure the ball, maintain composure, and can't quite finish. Arlington back on defense. Ooh, that's a tough finish.
That is a strong, strong finish.
Nice pick and roll play by Belmont, and a great finish by Sophia McClendon. McCulloch doubled, turns the ball over. Spector back on defense, great job. I don't know how that's not over the back on Weezy, but it does fall to Belmont, and they score again. And Martinelli's going to take a timeout as the lead has been cut to 4 with 1:40 left here in the first half. Good little stretch by Belmont there to cut the gap.
Yeah, 2 quick possessions, quick 4 points. You know, and it's frustrating. I mean, Arlington is doing just about everything they can do right. You know, they're knocking down the shots they're supposed to knock down. They probably knocked down a couple that they don't usually make. Their defense has really been exceptional. It's frustrating. I feel like we should have more than a 4-point lead, though. And this is one of those teams you don't want to be close with them. You want to push it as much as you can push it when you get the opportunity.
While we've got a break in the action, I'd like to remind everyone that this is an ACMi sports production. Numerous Arlington High School sports games and events are filmed by ACMi Sports and made possible by both student and parent volunteers. If you're interested in helping to produce, film, commentate, and/or edit the games, please reach out to us at sports@acmi.tv to find out how you can gain experience and learn sports production while bringing more sports content to the Arlington community. We're back to the action here with Paul inbounding the ball. It's going to stay Arlington basketball as Belmont got a hand but pushed it out of bounds on the line. And we'll try that again. Paul to inbounds. And it looks like Eileen Lucas has checked into the game, replacing Mueller. And that's going to be a turnover on Arlington. It's going to be Belmont basketball.
Both of those inbounds looked a little ugly. Just not enough movement, not enough separation. Makes it difficult for everybody.
Important stretch here, I think, Jeff, for Arlington to close out this quarter, ideally maintaining a lead heading into halftime. We've seen Arlington struggle a little bit at the end of quarters. We'd like to see them tighten up here.
Yeah. I think the key is going to be no open threes and don't let Sophia drive through the lane. If they do something else and beat you, you'll have to live with it.
It's going to be a tough call. Blocking foul on McCulloch. Didn't quite get there in time. Not a shooting foul, though. It's going to be on the ground, I believe.
Yeah, and the beauty of having a game with not a lot of fouls, you know, not an ideal call, but at the same point, fine. So they reset it, take the shot clock back to 35, and make them do it again.
Which is exactly what they're doing once the refs figured that out. Mueller back into the game for Spector. Good pressure by Lucas. McCulloch trying to stay really locked onto Sophia at this point. Good hands by Lucas and a great rip by O'Hagan to secure that ball. She'll find Mueller. Good defense, good turnover for Arlington at that point. Under a minute here in the first half.
Would like to see the Arlington girls really take their time here, but still manage to get a 2-for-1 over the last 50 seconds.
Lucas finds McCulloch, who drives, puts up his shot, no good. Belmont ball. We've got 36 seconds left now, so Arlington, if everything goes well, should get the last shot. And Lucas is going to track down that. She's called for a travel. Not sure she had full possession of the ball. Tough break there for Arlington, as the ball will go back to Belmont with under 30 seconds and a chance to take the last shot here in the half. Long three, no good. Rebound up for Lucas. Mueller hopefully is paying attention to the clock. She's open for three, she'll take it. Paul with the rebound. Plenty of time. Finds Mueller. Kicks it up to Lucas. We've got 10 seconds. Patience being applied. Pick and roll. McCulloch to O'Hagan. And we got to travel on Belmont. The player called it before the referees did. That's going to be the end of the half. They'll have to inbound it, but there's only 0.1 second, which is technically not enough time to do anything other than touch the ball. So we're going to end the half here in a second with Arlington leading 14-15. Sorry, 19-15. We have a 4-point lead, which, oh, actually, they put a little more time on the clock. 8 seconds?
That seems like too much. I thought it should have been maybe around 4.
How about 0.8? They ended up putting 0.8 seconds on, which technically is enough time for a catch and shoot. We'll see if they're able to get a shot off here. Long way to go. Hopefully Lily can lob it in, which she does to O'Hagan.
Oh, my.
Oh, what a play.
Wow.
What a pass by Lily Paul. What a finish by Melina O'Hagan, and that is a fantastic finish to the first half for Arlington. They now lead 21-15. One of the more impressive out-of-bounds plays I've seen, and you're seeing it again on the replay. Great finish by O'Hagan, and just a beautiful lob pass lofted up there by captain Lily Paul. Well, Jeff, that was a great half. Looks like we've got some halftime action with an Arlington youth team coming on, but before they get started, I'm going to kick it down to Nick Antonakis.
The Arlington Spy Ponders with a huge second quarter, doing exactly what they needed to do, pull away offensively. Now, if you look at the scoreboard, leading by a score of 21-15 here at the end of the first half. Arlington Spy Ponders started off the quarter strong, 3 straight three-pointers to pull ahead by 9. There's a little bit of back and forth since then, but regardless, the Arlington Spy Ponders sit in front now with a confident lead going into the second half. Now, from the Arlington Spy Ponders perspective, you got to keep what you have going offensively going. It's been a great quarter for offense on the Arlington side of the ball. Meanwhile, Belmont needs to learn to contain the three-point shot. Spy Ponders have really been making a game out of scoring those long balls. You have to keep that up if you're Arlington, but if you're Belmont, you need to contain action outside of the three-point line. But regardless, a great quarter of action for both teams, and we look forward to the second half here on ACMi Sports. Stay tuned. We'll be back after a short break for second half action here live on ACMi Sports.
Reading Memorial High School has been a dominant force in the high school football scene for as long as many Arlington Spy Ponders can remember. The Rockets have made headline after headline after headline. Many of the Rockets' headlines have featured dominant victories over Arlington High. And while Arlington has had highs of their own, it always seems like Reading has their number. Despite the past, the feeling in Arlington was different this year.
I would say Reading because all my years of being in Arlington, I've always seen Arlington get wiped by Reading. And I feel like this year, it feels like a good year for us to be Reading.
With all the anticipation leading up to this matchup on the road, ACMi Sports decided to take a risk we've never taken before. Take our entire production crew on the road to Reading Memorial High School to capture the game. While Reading's football atmosphere was something our crew had never experienced before, they were up for the challenge. We brought all of our sports production equipment that make ACMi Sports Production special and set out for Reading. ACMi youth coordinator Jasper Hamilton and I arrived early to the home of the Rockets with cars full of ACMi equipment. After 7 hours of setup, our crew was ready to do something ACMi Sports had never done before. ACMi Sports pulled out all of the stops, pulling off a production with a variety of graphics, camera angles, replays, and segments. While it took me running back and forth from the press box to the field to pull off sideline reports, it was just a fraction compared to all of the hard work our crew put in.
But they're going to need some wins here towards the end of the season, and ACMi Sports will be there to cover it. Obviously, a huge thank you to everybody at ACMi Sports for making this production happen, traveling out here to Reading and covering this game on the road. We'll be back in Arlington next week for the Spy Ponders matinee matchup on Saturday as we cover back in our regular stadium. But
from ACMi Sports, I'm Nick Antonakis.
Without a change in the way that we are funded, this industry will not exist. It's not taxpayer money, it's cable subscriber money. The cable providers are mandated to give up to 5% of the money that they make in the town. As the number of cable subscriptions go down, so does the percentage that goes to a place to fund like ACMi. So many people in community media were able to step up during that pandemic and really keep local governments moving. So the demand really went up while the funding's going down. You're asking cities and towns to put together not only the equipment, but the manpower to run that equipment. There's the real bottom line cost associated with that.
Senator Ed Markey.
On many levels of government. The quality artists playing it.
In recent weeks, we've been in touch with
The history of ACMi in 100 seconds. First, we have to go back to the 80s. In 1980, the town of Arlington licensed its first cable television franchise with American Cable Systems, and for the first time there was a facility for public communication within the town. For the next 2 decades, hundreds of citizens used the facility to produce programming for Arlington cable subscribers in the 3 categories known as PEG, P-E-G, Public, Educational, and Government. Under that original license, Arlington Cable Access, or ACA, was created to help the public learn about and make use of the studio until 2006. Let's back up a little bit here, because in April 2003, ACMi was formed as a not-for-profit corporation by a group of Arlington citizens with the goal of improving communication in their town. Over time, a board of directors was chosen and the organization was designated Arlington's Official Access Corporation. In July 2006, ACMi signed its first agreement with the town of Arlington to assume management of Arlington Studio and PEG Community Access Television for the town, which marked the transition from ACA to ACMi. Today, ACMi operates multiple production facilities across the town and promotes the access to learn and engage in community media activities as a part of the action of ACMi News or Public Affairs, or learn how to produce independent films and documentaries. In addition to coordinating the live coverage of local meetings, special events, and sports, ACMi offers production training, studio facilities, and resources. And that was the history of ACMi in 100 seconds. Well, almost.
ACMi News has you covered. Stay informed, because the best stories are yours. ACMi News always has you covered. Giving you up-to-the-minute stories that count. ACMi News, where the best stories are yours.
Welcome back as we are about to get underway here at Arlington High School for the third quarter. Arlington leads Belmont 21-15 after an impressive first half, Jeff. One of the better first halves I think I've seen this team play for the season so far.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, you take into consideration the caliber of the opponent, and it probably elevates it a little bit more for me. I'm kind of lost for words. I did not expect this. I was hoping to see the girls really come out, fight, and put up a great effort. Great save.
Mueller tracks down an errant pass from Paul. Back to Mueller. Got 5 seconds to get it over. She'll loft it up to O'Hagan. That's going to be a turnover. Up to Sophia McClendon, and she'll finish for the early 2 points here in the third quarter for Belmont.
Maybe wish we hadn't saved it.
Paul a little bit cleaner this time into Mueller. O'Hagan with the screen. McCulloch with the drive. All the way on her left, and she will be fouled and will be going to the line for two.
Would love to see it. If we could get to the line, assume they call fouls in the second half the way they did the first, if we can maybe get 6 or 8 free throw attempts minimum in the second half, I think that would go a long way towards bolstering our chances.
McCulloch to the line for two. First one, up and good. Second shot from McCulloch is also good, and that's nice. Hopefully that settles the team down a little bit, pushes the lead back to 6, and Arlington is into their man-to-man pressing defense. Tough finish for number 12. That's Ryan Shapazian. Good finish by her. McCulloch brings the ball up. Didn't have the roll to O'Hagan, so swings it out to Spector, who finds Paul. Kicks it back out to McCulloch. She drives left. Can't get it to finish. Good drive by her, just couldn't quite get it over the top.
Got to stop ball here.
Sophia McClendon pulls up, misses. O'Hagan with her hands on the ball. It's going to be a jump ball. As two Belmont players, I will give Belmont credit. They are flying to the basketball, and any chance they get when Arlington player brings the ball down, they're getting their hands in there and getting their hands on the ball. Shot no good for Sophia, who gets it back, misses again, and O'Hagan will collect that one for Arlington, and we dodged a bullet there. Mueller up to Paul. Finds O'Hagan up top. A little late on the pass, and Sophia McClendon is going to finish that one easily. Cuts the Arlington lead to 2.
That's frustrating. I mean, that's 2 plays in the first 2 minutes. Just basically gift wrapped 4 points for Belmont, and that was something we didn't do at all in the first half. If you're going to knock off teams, again, at this level, we don't have the ability to give away 4, 6, 8 points, let alone in a half. It's bad enough to do over the course of a game, but if we're going to do that in the second half, we're basically just going to hand it to them.
Yeah, that was a tough start to the half. Great job by Belmont getting out there and getting active, getting their best player, Sophia McClendon, a couple easy buckets too, which is always dangerous when a good player like her sees the ball go in the net. I think a good timeout, obviously, here by Coach Martinelli. Probably just trying to settle everybody down, remind them what was working in the first half, and just saying, you know, we got to get back to that. So hopefully cooler, calmer heads are going to prevail, and we'll see what happens. No changes to the lineups here. Arlington will go with senior Paul, juniors McCulloch and Mueller, and sophomores O'Hagan and Spector here in the third quarter. Paul into Mueller. She calls out the play and waits for the screen from O'Hagan.
Close to a moving screen there.
Not sure what the referee was stopping the play for there. Was it the shot clock maybe not started? I think maybe a clock issue, Jeff, but did allow Arlington to make a substitution as Eileen Lucas is in for Lily Paul. And she'll take the 3. Long shot, bank not quite open for Lucas there. Shot for McClendon is no good, and Avery's going to get the rebound for Arlington. Belmont hustling over, again, getting their hand on that ball. Nobody really coming to help there. Kind of put Avery in a tough spot.
No one coming to help, but again, it's one of those times where you either have to do more with the dribble or stand upright, get the elbows out, and try to pivot around, as opposed to just giving away the tie-up. But it beats the alternative of a turnover.
McCulloch finds Mueller. Surveys and drives, kicks it out to Lucas. And that is luckily going to be off of Sophia's hand out of bounds and will remain Arlington basketball. And Martinelli is pleading his team to relax a little bit.
Belmont's definitely turned up the pressure. They've turned up the intensity. I'm sure their coach got into him a bit at halftime. It's up to Arlington to respond now.
Mueller drives, kicks it to Lucas. Lucas takes a 3. Can't get that one to go. O'Hagan gets the offensive rebound. Shot is tipped and out of bounds off of Belmont. It will remain Arlington ball with 1 second on the shot clock.
Shouldn't have it reset? Oh, no, that didn't hit the rim.
I don't think it did, but this lofted ball out to O'Hagan, who is able to collect it, but that's going to be a turnover for Arlington as there was only 1 second left on the shot clock. Belmont coach calls timeout. I'm assuming just to pump her team up and remind them for the good start that they've had and encourage them to keep it going.
Belmont's done exactly what they needed to do out of halftime. You know, it was only a 6-point lead, but again, they've come out, they've looked really strong. And to their credit, you know, they haven't done anything different, I guess is what I was going to say. You know, they've thrown the press out there, which they did in the first half. Maybe a little more intensity with it. Arlington hasn't handled it as well. What they've done a really good job with, I think, is pressuring the ball, speeding up the play a little bit, and forcing a couple passes that they've been able to turn into 4 quick points just off easy layups.
So with just over 5 minutes left here in the third quarter, Arlington now leads only by 2. Before the teams get back out here, we'd just like to say congratulations to both the boys JV and girls JV teams who defeated Belmont earlier on this evening in their games. Congratulations to both of those squads.
I think for Arlington's psyche, I think they have to, they're going to have to come up with a couple of stops here, and they're really going to need to see a shot fall. They just need to see a couple positive plays at both ends of the court, and that'll hopefully settle them down and pump up the cushion here by a few points.
Good active defense being applied by the Spy Ponders, forcing Belmont to keep the ball out wide. Three-pointer for Belmont is up, no good. Belmont collects the offensive rebound, but Spector comes up with a really nice steal. As she pushes the ball ahead, she'll drive, find
Awesome
Weezy.
look.
Can't finish, but she gets the offensive rebound. McCulloch will pull it and make it. And just like you said, Jeff, I think that from a psyche perspective was huge for Arlington just to see the ball go through the net. Nice play by Spector to get both the steal and the offensive rebound and assist there for the bucket.
Love how Weezy ran the court with her. Didn't wind up with the easiest look, but then again, you know, he missed the layup, get the rebound, easy kick out to Alina.
And Alina McCulloch diving on the on the floor to come up with a steal there. And Avery will settle it down as we didn't have numbers. Smart play by her. Lucas into O'Hagan, who gathers, kicks it back out to Spector. She'll take the 3. Oh, looked good for a second. McCulloch tries to track down the offensive rebound. Belmont comes up with the ball and pushes ahead to McClendon, who drives and misses. Rebound by Spector. Looks like Arlington is a little more focused now, Jeff, a little more locked in, playing with a little patience, I would say, on the offensive side right now.
Yeah, and one of the things I like tonight is I know they love getting the ball down low. I feel like sometimes they're forcing it to make it happen. I feel like tonight they've wound up with some better angled entry passes, and Molina's done a good job, and then Weezy comes up with another huge shot.
Love that shot by Mueller, not forcing it into the teeth of defense, just stopping when you've got space and making that shot. Great play by her. Nice drive and finish for number 12, Ryan Shapazian for Belmont. The lead remains 4 for Arlington with under 3 here left in the third quarter. Lucas on the drive. Ball was tipped on the way up, can't quite make it. Belmont pushes ahead, and they will make it.
Nobody wants to do it, but that's one of those plays. Somebody has to put a body in front of Sophia and actually make her run through them. It's going to hurt, but that's what you have to do. If you just keep giving her space, she's going to keep taking it, and she's going to make that shot the majority of the time.
Lucas takes a 3, can't get the bank to go. I don't mind those shots by Lucas. They're open, and she's a good shooter. Arlington's able to get back into their defense, and as soon as I say that, Lucas comes up a little bit too aggressively. She's going to get called for the blocking foul. Just the first on the Spy Ponders here in the third quarter, so not terrible. Spector checks out of the game. Nice stretch for her, replaced by Isabella Jardine. Belmont's running. You can tell they're running a lot of offense to try to get the ball to Sophia. Arlington did a good job forcing it the wrong way. But, boy, that's a tough finish for Mia Ferrari.
That looked offhanded. I mean, that looked like a right-hand finish driving left, which is a really difficult shot.
Difficult shot, and that is going to tie the game up for Belmont, 27-27 now. Euler drives, puts up a tough runner, doesn't get it to go. And Chantel Jeter, head coach for Belmont, is going to take another timeout here in the third quarter.
You can see the difference in the offenses. I mean, Belmont really looks to space the court, keep swinging the ball, and then they attack when they have space in one-on-one. And Arlington really looks to try to do more dribble drive into a crowd and then try to kick out and find open shooters.
And I wonder if part of the strategy here for the Belmont coach is, who's taken some timeouts is, shorthanded. Your team's playing hard. You give them a break. You've got another break coming up here at the end of the third quarter. Could just be a little bit of an energy management strategy here. We'll see how that plays out as we head into the fourth.
Yeah, and for Belmont's psychology, I think they've already done the heavy lift, right? Like, coming into the game, I don't think it's a huge assumption to say they expected to walk in this gym and win. I think they know they're having the better season of the two, and they've certainly had more success when these two teams meet. So I think they were probably disappointed, angry, frustrated at where things were at the half. They've come out, they've erased that deficit, and now it's just a matter of saying, let's do what we do. So my gut is they're probably going to be a little bit more relaxed right now, which is a potentially scary proposition for Arlington.
Sammy Walsh into the game, into the lineup for Arlington. The only change that I see at this point as Arlington picks up the defense. Great block by Eileen Lucas on the drive. Isabella brings the ball down and gets it to Lucas. She'll push ahead. Nobody's in front of her, so she'll drive and finish. Great drive by Eileen Lucas. She got fouled. She will go to the line for one, and that was a big bucket and hopefully a confidence booster for Eileen, who's been playing well, just needed to see the ball go down there.
And that's where she's at her best. I mean, she's a slasher as a player. She's got really quick feet, quick hands. The more she can do to get into the paint, the more effective she's going to be.
Free throw no good, and Belmont collects the rebound, trailing now by 2. Under a minute here left in the third. Great defense by Sammy. I guess not great defense played by Sammy. She did get called for a foul there. I didn't see that one, Jeff.
I don't know. A mystery foul.
Shooting foul. Belmont player. Who's that? Is that number 12? Shapazian's going to the line for 2.
She's had a nice little quarter.
First shot is off.
And I'm glad the jinx continues to hold.
Second shot also no good. McCulloch with the rebound. She'll get it to Isabella, who went up and down. That's going to be a travel back to Belmont. Couple of unforced errors here in this quarter that are hurting the Spy Ponders. Hopefully they keep their composure here. Opportunity to close out, another tough quarter. Ooh, and Sammy Walsh called for a foul, and Shapazian a little frustrated. Walsh has done her job for the moment, and O'Hagan checks back in.
This might also be the first time tonight Sophia's getting a breather on the bench for Belmont.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jeff. And again, my guess there is to give her energy for playing a stretch run here in the fourth quarter. Good team rebound by Arlington. Mueller collects it, kicks it up to Lucas, finds O'Hagan. Isabella with the rebound, can't get it to go. Three-pointer for Belmont's up, no good. Lucas with the rebound to finish the quarter. tough quarter for Arlington, but they maintain a 2-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, 29-27. Again, great run by Belmont, but Arlington is going to head into a fourth quarter with a lead, and hopefully they can hold on to it. We're going to kick it down to Nick Antonakis.
The Arlington Spy Potters lead here at the end of the third quarter by a score of 29-27. Back and forth contests throughout this entire game thus far. Belmont Marauders definitely heated up offensively in that third quarter. It's going to be on the Arlington Spy Potters to contain things defensively. Now, we've heard Coach Martinelli from the sidelines yelling from the Spy Potters perspective. He wants them to slow things down. When they're holding this lead, he doesn't want his team antsy. He wants them controlled, calm, and playing at their pace. The more they can do that, the more they're going to force Belmont out of their comfort zone, have to try and go for baskets, obviously, when you're down. So doing that will possibly apply some more pressure to this Belmont Marauders team. So for the Arlington Spy Potters, the key heading into this fourth and final quarter here today, stay composed and play at your own pace, as Nick Martinelli has been coaching now so far throughout this game. And from the Belmont Marauders perspective, you got to try and work your way back into it and get back into this game offensively. Only down 2 points. This one's far from over, guys. We'll head back to second quarter action right now.
All right, thanks, Nick. Great points, and I agree with you 100%. The pace of this game, whoever is able to play the game at their pace is going to win. And if Arlington's able to slow things down and play patiently, they'll have a decent chance.
Great help by Molina there.
Follow-up shot by Belmont is no good, but we're going to have a shooting foul. Number 2, Mia Ferrari, is going to go to the line. I think the foul was called on Isabella Jardine. First shot is up and good for Ferrari. Cuts the lead to 1. And the second one ties it. So as we are here in the fourth quarter, Arlington lineup is 3 juniors, Alina McCulloch, Isabella Jardine, and Weezy Mueller, and two sophomores, Eileen Lucas and Melina O'Hagan. Lucas with the miss, O'Hagan with a nice job coming in for the offensive rebound. It's going to stay Arlington basketball on the jump ball. Isabella Jardine coming out of the game. Avery Spector checking in. Mueller lofts it to O'Hagan. Lucas finds McCulloch. Back to Lucas, who drives. Oh, can't get the left-handed layup to go. Nice drive by her. Good job by Mueller getting in front of Sophia McClendon and forcing a turnover. Great defense by Weezy to get back there.
And that's exactly what you need to do. You know Sophia is comfortable handling the ball. She wants to handle the ball. Someone has to be willing to step up and slow her down and put her under pressure. That was fantastic.
Mueller finds Spector. Gets it to O'Hagan at the top of the key. McCulloch drives. And we're going to have a jump ball as she was tied up on the way in. It's going to be Belmont ball this time. As Martinelli's imploring his team that they need one, needing a stop here. Belmont working the ball around and finding Sophia McClendon down low. She's going to get the finish and the foul. She'll go to the line for 1 as Belmont takes the lead back 31-29 here in the fourth.
That one's frustrating. For all of the contact that hasn't been called, there really just didn't look like there was much there.
Free throw for McClendon is good, as Belmont now leads by 3. O'Hagan brings the ball up, finds Lucas. She'll take a three and make that three. Bank shot still good. And that's a big shot for Arlington, tying the game up 32-all. Good closeout by Spector, forcing no shot. Good defense by the Spy Ponders. Great job by O'Hagan keeping it in. She'll find Mueller, who pushes up ahead, who finds Lucas. Kicks it to Spector, finds McCulloch up top, drives by one. A lot of contact there, no foul. Spector drives, brings it back out, finds McCulloch. Kicks it to Spector, open for three, and she'll take it and make it. Two back-to-back three-pointers for Arlington to take the lead back, 35-32, 5.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. We got another touch foul called on McCulloch. Martinelli imploring his team this time to keep their hands wide, not reach, not go for the touch fouls, as Arlington already has 3 fouls here in the quarter. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Belmont has 0 fouls called on them here in the fourth quarter.
And you do not want to be sending Belmont to the line down the stretch.
No, good shooting team, not gonna be effective for Arlington. Great anticipation by Lucas to get her hand in and tip that to Mueller, who then finds Lucas pushing ahead. Spector's open, finds McCulloch open for three, and she'll hit it. 3 in a row for Arlington. Belmont's gonna call timeout. The Spy Ponders are fired up, 6-point lead, under 5 to go.
3 massive threes. I mean, I know, it's stating the obvious. Anyone who's watching would agree. 3 massive threes for a team that struggles shooting. To go from down 3 to up 6. Hopefully they can breathe, understand they're in control, and yet at the same time understand, just like what happened at halftime, Belmont is going to come out and whatever Arlington thinks they've seen in the way of pressure and pace and just aggressiveness, it's going to get ratcheted up. Belmont will not hand this game to Arlington. If they want it, they're going to have to take it. But they put themselves in a position to take it.
They have, and I will say that I'm trying to read the body language here. Martinelli in the center of the huddle, everybody locked in, everybody on the bench, everybody standing up behind him, all eyes on the center. One team, one focus, and I'm hoping, Jeff, that he's kind of reiterating some of what you just said. Play with patience, play calm, but don't be passive. We've got to keep attacking. We've got to keep taking the shots that are there. 38's not going to get the win. It's going to need to be in the 40s, right? So keep doing what we've been doing and see what happens.
Is Arlington going to throw a press out?
No, looks like he's backing them out of the press. Showed it for a second. Don't think he wants any more chance of some cheap fouls here. Great hands by Lucas again. Good help defense being played by Arlington. A lot of help across the middle. Wild shot thrown up by Belmont. Great rebound by Mueller. She'll collect it and make the smart, easy pass over to Lucas. And Arlington will look to get into their offense and get another good shot. Spector drives and kicks to Lucas. She'll take that 3. Can't get the 4th, but Spector is there for an offensive rebound. McCulloch brings it back out to Mueller. O'Hagan up top. Out to Lucas, over to Spector. She'll drive and find McCulloch, who'll go up. She'll get fouled, can't get the bucket to go. But I love the possession by Arlington there. They were patient. They worked it all the way around. Good shot, and McCulloch will go to the line for 2.
Really nice look by Spector on the drive. She looked up, she saw Sophia, and, you know, it's one of those, there's no reason to force this. Someone's open.
First shot for McCulloch, no good. 3:57 left here in the fourth quarter. Arlington leads by 6. Avery Spector replaced by Lily Paul. Great active defense played by Spector in that stretch, plus a huge 3. Second shot for McCulloch is no good. Lead remains 6. Three-pointer for Belmont is up. Not good. The dive for the loose ball. Eileen and McCulloch in there for the Spy Ponders. That'll be a jump ball, Arlington ball this time. Belmont moves into a press, which you would expect at this point in the game with under 4 minutes left to go. Lucas is able to get it to Mueller, and they back out of it, and we're able to bring it over fairly comfortably. Lucas finds McCulloch. McCulloch out to Mueller. Tried to see if Lucas was open down low for a second. Wisely decided to keep it out. McCulloch drives, finds Paul. Back to McCulloch, who drives and stops. Can't get it to go. That's going to stay Arlington basketball as it went off of 2 Marauders.
And you can really see Belmont trying to jump some of these passing lanes. Arlington's going to have to be careful if they're passing from the wing up to the top or from the corner out. Belmont's looking for anything they can get to get a turnover and get in transition.
Weezy into O'Hagan, shots up and no good. And Sophia McClendon brings the ball down for Belmont. Three-pointer up for Belmont, no good. And that's going to be Belmont basketball. Sorry, that's going to be Arlington basketball. I did actually think that might have gone off of a Spy Ponder. Paul inbounds the ball to Lucas, who gets it up to McCulloch. Had O'Hagan for a second, but probably wise not to force it there. McCulloch drives by McClendon. Open 3 for Lucas is no good. It's going to stay Arlington basketball.
I got to be honest, those are the shots we're going to be able to get whenever we want. I think we have to keep working and it's really just keep moving that ball.
Yeah, I hear you. It's a tough balance, right? Because I'm a big proponent of if you're open and you should take it. But at this point, I think you're right, Jeff. We want to be taking as good shots as we can get, plus take a little bit of time off the clock.
I also think with Belmont's aggressiveness right here, I think we have the opportunity to maybe pick up some fouls on them, which will just keep resetting the shot clock as well. And I'm not, in the same breath, I'm not saying we're going to try to run the last 2.5 minutes and not really do anything, but the more we work it, I think it might be an ancillary benefit.
Another jump ball. This one goes back to Belmont. Arlington backs off into just their normal man defense. Oh, great job by O'Hagan anticipating that, and she drives all the way. Can't finish, but she'll go to the line for 2. Another good free throw shooter for the Spy Ponders. And I'm just really impressed with the team defense that Arlington has been playing here all game. That was great evidence of it there, Jeff. Anticipation, helping off your player when you see the pass in the air. First shot for O'Hagan is good. Spector back in the game, replacing Eileen Lucas. O'Hagan with 1 more shot. Second shot, no good. Battle for the ball. Belmont comes up with it. And they're getting the ball to Sophia McClendon, and double comes immediately. Arlington flying around. She stepped out of bounds. The referee was not looking down. We've got a foul. Who was that called on? O'Hagan, maybe? Called a shooting foul.
I got to be honest, Sophia got bailed out. Defense was in position straight up. I'm in complete agreement with Coach Martinelli. That was an absolute bailout.
First free throw for Belmont's no good.
And I think the basketball gods are agreeing.
Potentially a little bit of karma at play there. Second free throw. Also misses, and Spector collects the rebound. So no damage done. Arlington leads by 7, under 2 minutes here in the game. McCulloch to O'Hagan up top. Finds Spector. Waits to get it to McCulloch.
That's the pass they have to be careful of. That's the pass Belmont wants to jump. I think the only reason they didn't actually get it and go the other way is it was a bounce pass, and it was just too difficult to handle.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be key, is bounce pass and then the Arlington player receiving the pass, taking that extra step to come and get the ball. Hopefully they'll call some fouls if there's collisions there, because there should be. O'Hagan with the ball, finds Mueller up top. She drives and gets fouled. Great job by Weezy attacking the basket as the shot clock was under 10. That was a really smart play. She'll go to the line for 2. First shot for Mueller just off the back rim. Remains a 7-point lead for Arlington with 1:30 left in the ball game. Second shot's good. That gets Arlington to the magical 40-point number.
90 seconds is a lot of time. Belmont can still do a lot of damage in 90 seconds. Arlington has to stay in the mindset of anyone but Sophia. Close out on the threes, secure the loose balls.
And that shot is up and down for Shapazian. Nice finish by her. 6-point lead for Arlington, 40-34.
Surprised Belmont sitting back here.
Approaching a minute to go in the game. McCulloch drives, nobody on her, and she finishes it. Huge bucket for Arlington. 8-point lead, under a minute to go.
I mean, Belmont's gonna be jacking threes. I mean, shows what I know.
Forced the shot. It's going to remain Belmont basketball. 43 seconds left.
I mean, you can see that. You can even see it on the girls' faces. You can see it on the coaches' faces. It's a combination of, you know, are we really about to do this?
Lofted inbounds pass, way out deep for Belmont. Clock is running. Sophia drives, shoots and makes it.
Tough shot.
Big shot for her. Shot clock is now off. Arlington does not need to shoot. And she's fouled. Belmont has 2 to give, so that's going to just be 4 for them, so we will not be shooting. Arlington needs to be strong with the basketball. There's no need for us to put up shots. Belmont's clearly going to foul at this point, as the replay shows a beautiful finish by McCulloch. Big shot, big points for Arlington. O'Hagan takes the space that she's given, and that will be Belmont's 5th foul, and she'll go to the line for 2 here as we are under 30 seconds to go here. Arlington leads by 6.
It's time for the girls to step up and ice the game.
First shot for Melina is good, and Jeff, you are allowed to stay. 7-point lead, 27 seconds left. Second shot for O'Hagan is up and
pure.
Good. Clutch
Absolutely
shooting
pure
by her. Belmont pushing fast, looking for the 3-point shot, which they get. It's no good.
Yet another miss.
Avery with a tip out. O'Hagan wisely just brings the ball back.
Shut out the lights.
She will
lock the doors on your way out. Cats and dogs living together.
She will be fouled. She'll go to the line.
What a night for Arlington.
And with 15 seconds to go, it's looking like a Spy Ponder victory. O'Hagan hits, and I'm not sure this is 1980 Miracle on Ice level of upset, but North Carolina Wolfpack, maybe?
Over the Hoyas.
2, 4 clutch free throws by Melina O'Hagan, pushes the lead to 10. Arlington is going to get the victory against the 9th-ranked team in Division I. It's going to get revenge over an earlier loss. The referees aren't going to let it play out just yet, as a foul was called. 6 seconds to go. Shapazian will get 2 free throws. but it's just going to affect the final margin. Ponders are going to win this game.
And we've commented all season on how Coach Martinelli coaches right to the final whistle. And even in this moment, up 10, the game is over. And even there, he's still coaching. And from the frustration of, like, there's no reason to foul. If they want to drive for a layup, give them the layup. Just take the ball inbound and run off the last 6.
Second shot also misses. Spector comes up with the rebound, and she's going to get to dribble out the ball. Sophia McLennan with the foul. Avery will go to the line for 2. And it's all smiles on the Arlington bench.
And I think this is our high output for the year on top of it, right?
I think we got 47, but I could be wrong. Now we have it. Avery heard us, and the rim kindly obliged. Second shot for Spector is up and good. That's going to do it. Arlington with a massive victory on the season for them, 48-36. You can tell the girls are excited. The coach is excited. The fans are excited. What a great game for Arlington.
You know who's not excited? The Belmont fans. They're not excited.
Belmont is not excited. But at this, what a great win. We're going to send it down to Nick Antonakis here in just a moment. We think we're going to have a couple of girls join us for post-game interviews, so stay tuned for that. But Nick, here we go, down to you.
The Arlington Spy Ponders with a huge 48-36 win here at home. A monumental win for this girls varsity basketball team. And above all, it was well-deserved. An absolutely outstanding game by the squad. A great coaching plan executed by Coach Martinelli. And overall, a masterpiece by the Arlington Spy Ponders here at home. Now, we are not done here yet on ACMi Sports tonight. Obviously, we're going to have some interviews up in the booth following this huge win, so stay tuned for that. But a huge congratulations to the Arlington Spy Ponders girls varsity basketball team for getting this big win at home. They even up the night's matchup record to 1-1 between Arlington and Belmont. Obviously, before the boys varsity basketball team unable to get the win against Belmont, a close battle, 47-49 final. But the girls varsity basketball squad able to bite back at the Belmont Marauders, get a huge win here at home, 48-36. Now, momentarily, we'll send you back up to the booth with our commentary team for some exclusive ACMi Sports interviews. But if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to us here on ACMi Sports on YouTube to stay updated on whenever we're going live. And if you are interested in getting involved in sports production whatsoever, make sure to contact us at sports@acmi.tv. Any students or parents out there who want to help us get involved, help us cover these games, so important that we can get volunteers. We are so thankful to the parents for both the boys and girls basketball teams. Those parents were the ones making these coverage games possible. Obviously, ACMi Sports unable to make it out to every single game this year. Those parents are the ones trucking out, covering every single home game. So we are very appreciative to them for getting out here and covering these games. Without them, you would not be watching a lot of these games, and we wouldn't have had a commentary team here today. So a huge thank you to all the parent volunteers. If there's any parents out there from any other sport, whether it's basketball, hockey, whether it's spring sports coming up at the spring, if you are interested in helping us cover every single game for your children's teams, make sure to contact us at sports@acmi.tv. With that, we'll throw you up to the booth for the interview. From ACMi Sports, my name is Nick Antonakis. Good night.
All right. Welcome back. Thanks, Nick. I am here joined by two Arlington players, very happy, excited Arlington players, sophomore Melina O'Hagan and junior Alina McCulloch. First of all, we'll talk to you, Melina. I've only got one headset tonight. Congratulations on a very hard-fought victory. Tell me a little bit about the game.
It was definitely a hard game, but I think we pushed through difficulties, and I'm glad we did.
So Belmont came into this game ranked 9th in the state. They had beaten you guys earlier on. I know that two of their key players were out. Kind of what was the mindset of the team kind of going into the game?
I think we knew it was going to be a hard game, but it was winnable, and I'm glad of the outcome.
And then first half was great, one of the best first halves that I think I've seen you guys play. You had a lead. Start of the third quarter, Belmont makes a little run. They cut the game to 2, quick timeout. What was head coach Martinelli saying in the timeout at that point? You guys seemed to really settle down and retake control after that. What was the vibe at that timeout?
I think we just needed to box out because we could make that adjustment, but our offense was doing good, and we just needed to make that one adjustment to close out the game.
I agree. That all sounds good. As you look ahead now, tough game coming up on Friday. Current league leader Woburn. What are some things that you guys will be looking to do as you tackle that tough team?
I think just keep doing what we're doing, like improve on boxing out, and just keep moving the ball in offense. Seems to really help.
Awesome. Last question. Final. You're on live on YouTube. Anybody you want to say hi to? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I think my mom and grandmother are watching, so hi.
Awesome. All right. Why don't you pass the headset over to Alina? Nice job, Melina.
Hello.
Congrats on the victory. Nice game. Give me your thoughts on how it went tonight.
I thought it was a good game, hard fought. Our mindset coming in was kind of, we're not going to out-basketball them necessarily, so we tried to outwork them, outplay them on defense, get the more rebounds, that type of stuff, and the offense did really click for us tonight.
Yeah, I noticed that. Talking about the offense, it seemed like the ball movement was great. A lot of different people touching the ball, a lot of different people shooting the ball, a lot of different scores tonight. Was that part of the plan, or was that just the way you kind of took what Belmont was giving you?
I mean, we always focus on defense really is the big thing, and I think today a big thing was that we were able to box out, get rebounds, and push the floor, so our defense really contributed to our offense, and just different people that were pushing the floor and making those efforts stepped up today, and that's why we had so much scoring.
Fantastic. As you look ahead to the rest of the season, obviously Woburn, we're in the Middlesex League, it's a tough league, have a rematch against Reading, another rematch against Lexington. What are the team's goals, kind of hopes, wishes for the rest of the way?
I mean, we always say we play better as the underdog, so we love the tough competitions. We would rather step up to the challenge. So, I mean, we had a great game against Woburn last game, so we're going to look to fight again. We might not, outshoot them, all those things, so we're going to look to outwork them, out-rebound them, out-defense them, that type of thing.
Awesome. Well, I'll give you a chance, too. You're live. Anybody you want to say hi to?
My mom and grandmother are in Maine right now watching, I think, so I want to say hi to them, and I love you both very much.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again to Melina and Alina for joining us tonight. Arlington has 2 tough games. I feel like I say that at the end of every game. Coming up next week as they play Reading on the road on Tuesday, and then next Friday, they play the top team in the league, Woburn, here at home. Thanks again, ladies, for joining us. Thanks to Jeff Spector and Alex Mueller. Thanks to Jeff Spector and the rest of the ACMi crew for helping us out tonight. My name is Lewis McCulloch, wishing you a good night and a great weekend.